The most dangerous room in America isn't the factory where they build the truck. One desk, two chairs, and a computer screen turned slightly away from you. That's where the truck stops being a machine and becomes a contract. And in 2026, that contract is quietly bankrupting more truck owners than any engine failure, any recall, any breakdown ever has. You didn't get beat in the showroom, you got beat in that back room. And by the end of this, you'll see exactly how, and how to walk in next time and not lose. Now, you've probably seen the headlines, millions of Americans returning their trucks. Let me be straight with you, because that's the deal on this channel. You cannot return a truck. There's no counter, no 3-day window, no receipt. That law doesn't exist for vehicles, so nobody's handing keys back like a shirt that didn't fit. What's actually happening is uglier. First, the one number that broke everything. Then the 3 tricks that backroom uses on every single customer. Stay to the end for the one boring move that gets you out, because it's the opposite of what they'll tell you. Everything starts with a price. This spring, the average new full-size pickup crossed roughly $66,000. That's Kelley Blue Book's number, not mine. Not the loaded one, the average one. The average new vehicle overall is around $49,000, which means the truck now costs about 16 grand more than everything else on the road. And here's what nobody says out loud. The frame didn't get 16 grand better. The truck underneath a $45,000 trim and an $80,000 trim is mostly the same truck. Same axles, same engine, same steel. What you're buying on the top half of that ladder is stitching, screens, and a name off a mountain range. The honest, cheap work truck, steel wheels, cloth seats, still exists in the brochure. Try finding one on the lot. It's a ghost because there's no profit in it. So the price floated up towards 70 grand. Your paycheck didn't, and that gap, that's not your problem to solve. That's the back room's opportunity. Because when the price outruns the paycheck, people don't buy less truck. They stretch the loan, and that's where the tricks begin. The first trick is the simplest, and it works every time. They sell you a payment, not a price.
Walk in, and the first question is never, what's your budget for the truck? It's, what do you want to be around a month? Feels helpful. It's the trap door, because a monthly number can be bent to hit any target, and the only lever they use to bend it is time. The finance office will quote you the payment to the penny and go strangely silent when you ask for the total cost of the loan. The old mechanics had a saying about a leaking engine. If you can't see where it's going somewhere you wouldn't like. Same with money. On these contracts, for the first 2-3 years, most of your money's going somewhere you would not approve of, and they've arranged it so the only gauge you're allowed to read is the monthly one. Trick 2 is how they bend that payment. They stretch the clock. In 2026, a record share of new vehicle loans, around 1 in 4 per Edmunds, now runs 84 months or longer, 7 years. A decade ago, that was rare. The average term is now over 70 months. Down payments are the thinnest they've been in years, and the average buyer is financing a record amount. Here's why the long loan is poison. A loan is front-loaded by design. In year 1 of an 84-month contract, the majority of every payment you make is pure interest. You can make 12 payments, hand over 14 grand, and watch the balance barely move. Pair a 7% rate with an 84-month term, and Edmunds figures you'll pay close to $10,000 in interest alone. That's a used Corolla handed to the bank as a tip for the privilege of a smaller monthly number. Edmunds says roughly 1 in 5 new vehicle buyers now has a payment of $1,000 or more. 3 years ago, that was under 7%. A $1,000 car payment used to mean a German luxury sedan. Now it's a fifth of the market, and trucks are the fattest slice of it. This one is the one that should honestly be illegal to do with a smile. 2 lines run under every truck loan. One is what the truck is worth, it only falls. The other is what you owe. It falls much slower. The gap between them is negative equity. You owe more than the truck is worth. For the first few years of a long loan, you're underwater almost the entire time. So when a buyer hits the wall and comes back, the back room does something surgical. Say you owe $52,000 on a truck worth $44,000. They give you $44 for the trade, take the $8,000 you still owe, and quietly bury it inside the price of the next truck. You drive home in a $65,000 truck, carrying a $73,000 loan. Day 1, before the new one loses a nickel, you're already 8 grand underwater. Edmunds tracked these buyers. They finance far more. Their payments climb past $900, and the vast majority stretch the new loan past 6-7 years. That's not an escape. That's the same trap with fresh paint. And it isn't a flaw in the system. It's the retention program.
Now here's where it stops being theory. The The bill from the crazy years is coming due. In early 2026, Edmunds and Cox Automotive data put roughly 31% of trade-ins toward a new vehicle underwater, the highest share in years. The average amount owed on those upside-down trades hit a record, and nearly 1 in 10 people walking in to trade were more than $15,000 in the hole before they looked at a single sticker. The average age of those trades? About 4 years. Do the math backward and you land in 2022, the empty lot, payover sticker, chip shortage years. Those buyers didn't do anything reckless. They paid the going rate in a broken market and stretched the term to make it fit. The market healed underneath them. Their loan balance didn't. And the door nobody chooses is swinging hard. Fitch says subprime borrowers 60 days behind on auto loans hit 6.9%, the highest in over 3 decades of tracking. Repossessions last year climbed to around 1.7 million, the most since 2009. Read that however you want. The last time this many Americans were losing their vehicles, the banking system was on fire. This time, there's no crash on the news, just a payment that quietly grew to the size of an old mortgage and paychecks that never caught up. So follow it. A dealership makes thin margin on the metal. The real money lives in that back room. The loan, the rate markup, the add-ons, and above all, the cycle. There's no profit in you buying a sensible truck on a short loan and driving it paid off for 12 years. That customer's a disaster for the business. The money is in you buying more truck than you need over 7 years, coming back underwater in year 3, and rolling the shortfall into another 7. That customer never leaves. The truck stopped being the product a long time ago. Your signature, renewed every 3 years forever, is the product. And here's what gets me. A truck is one of the last honest machines a regular man can own. Good frame, good engine, basic maintenance, it'll run 250,000 miles. It's built to outlast the loan 5 times over. We took the most durable thing most families will ever buy and wrapped it in a contract designed to make sure they never actually own it. Your grandfather's truck was paid off before the first rust spot, a tool in the yard that owed nothing to anybody. For millions of people now, the truck is a rented monthly payment with a bed on the back. That's the real loss, not the money. So what do you do? And look, I'm a truck guy, not your accountant. So take this as one man's opinion, not financial advice. But here's the old rule that back room hopes you forgot. If you're already underwater, the most boring move usually wins. Keep it and drive it. Every payment closes the gap, and depreciation flattens after year 4. Whatever you do, don't roll old debt into a new loan. If you have to get out sideways into something cheaper, never upward into something worse. And if you're buying, the way I see it, negotiate the total price, never the monthly. Get your own financing lined up first, so that office is competing for you instead of designing you. That's the whole game. Now tell me below, and be honest, because this is the one topic everybody's got a number they don't say out loud. What's your payment? And how many months did you sign for? Would you do it again? I read every one, and half my next videos come out of what you tell me down there. Subscribe, because next I'm breaking down the lifetime transmission fluid lie.